I was reading this, and I've been looking at a lot of Gen X stuff, and Jacob's classic Gen X.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because so this is the reasoning, right? This is why I say that. A lot of folks who have, and this is all YouTube stuff, right? So a lot of people are like Gen X. You always had to think ahead because you were responsible for yourself, being the last key kid, right?
Hmm.
Your parents weren't there. You know, if something went wrong, then you had to figure out how to address it.
Hmm.
So what that caused you to do was to weigh everything and say, if I do this and this goes wrong, what may happen or what follows that? And I do that. I'm not really long term, but I'm more of a short term. Okay, plan this. Okay, this doesn't work, do this. This doesn't work, do this. Or think two steps ahead, like do this and all that, and that should work. And that's what I feel like Jacob does.
Yeah.
He thinks ahead and it's like, okay. What is going on, XYZers and XYZ Nation? We right back at you with the next episode in the Generational Scriptures podcast. As you can see, there are only two of us today. Jasmine, you know we still miss you, homie. But she's doing well. And we're continuing to pray for her and lift her up. Um, as well as a new mother can be doing, let's say it that way.
Yeah.
So, we are getting into our next episode, but and the title is, and this is Moyo's title. I think it's kind of dope, but wrestling with my past. It sounds like, oh, I gotta finish it. Wrestling with my past and God.
Yeah. Parentheses.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
parentheses. Yeah, in parentheses. I thought that was a dope title. It sounded like it should be the beginning of a poem or a self-help thing or something like that.
Jacob might need some of that. So, okay. I'll take it. You know, Chris likes to do pop culture-ish titles or like
Yeah.
lyrics and stuff. I'm not there. I don't listen to enough stuff for that.
And Chris also probably has too much time on his hands. But there's something that we're supposed to do, and that something is to introduce ourselves. So I am the last key one himself, the former X-Man, repping Gen X, all up in the area. Chris. And next to me, we have
I am Maya, the resident millennial, and together we are
Generational
Generational
Scriptures.
Scriptures.
Hey, look at that.
Bringing it back.
Awesome. Awesome. No guest to introduce, so I think we need to just dive into the all right. So boom segment.
All right. So I feel like this is gonna be a long one, so everybody just relax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Genesis chapter 31. We have Jacob hearing Laban's sons talking about how he's taken all of the wealth from their father.
Yep.
And Jacob starts to notice that Laban is no longer treating him favorably like he used to. And God tells Jacob, return to the land of your fathers, and that he would be with him. God would be with Jacob.
Right.
Jacob calls his wives, takes them to the field, and says, hey, like, this is what's going on. He explains the whole situation. He explains how their father has been treating him. He explains how God has been kind of looking out for him, making sure that the sheep are producing whatever the wages Laban says.
Yep.
That's what the flock produced. And now he does have Laban's wealth, but it's because God wanted it that way. And the daughters are like, man, like he didn't care about us, so let's go. Like if this is what you want to do, if that's what God says, then like we're down, we're ready to go.
Right.
He then he plans to leave, so he leaves without telling Laban. And he takes his children and his wives, puts them on camels. He takes everything that he has, livestock, he has servants, he has all the things now, and he leaves. And on the third day, Laban is told that Jacob is gone with everybody and everything. Right. And so Laban is chasing after Jacob.
Yep.
And as he's chasing after Jacob, God warns him in a dream and says, is it a dream?
Yeah, it was a dream.
Yeah. So he warns him and tells him, like, hey, be careful. Do not say anything to Jacob, good or bad. Like, watch yourself.
Right.
And so Laban finally catches up to Jacob and he confronts him and he says, like, why would you just leave without telling me, basically? And he says, why? And also, why did you take my household gods? Right. Which he did not do. So I guess we had to go back a little bit because Rachel took them when they were leaving. So Rachel took the gods when Jacob and everybody was leaving. Yep. Jacob says, I didn't take your stuff. Like, whoever you find the stuff with can die. Like, you can kill them if that's what you want to do. Jeez. Very extreme, very very Genesis chapter, what is it, 37 to 50?
Yeah.
So if you didn't watch that season, go back and watch that season. Everybody's very dramatic in this family line. But as Laban, he says, go ahead and search everything.
Yep.
So Laban starts searching. He doesn't find anything. When he gets to Rachel's tent, Rachel is sitting on the idol, and she tells her daddy, like, I can't get up, daddy, I'm on my period. Right. And he's like, okay. So then, of course, Laban doesn't find anything.
Right.
And now Jacob is feeling himself because he's like, bro, you've been playing me this whole time. And what did I do to you? What have I done to you? I didn't take anything from you. Like, all the time I spent with you, I've been faithful to you. Like, what's the issue? And Laban starts off a little shady.
Yeah, he does.
Just a little. He's like, listen, everything is mine. The kids are mine. The grandkids are mine. The flock is mine. Everything is mine. But
right.
but like, I don't have anything against you. And let's make a covenant with each other.
Yep.
Basically saying that I'm not going to come after you. You're not going to come after me.
Right.
And he blesses Jacob, but they also have this covenant between the gods of Nahor, gods of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac. And we had a discussion about what that means in the last episode. So you go back and watch that. But then they have a meal and I think they go to sleep. They wake up and the next morning Laban kisses his children, grandchildren goodbye.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's where we are.
We out. He out. He gone.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think there's a lot in that chapter about names of places and a bunch of other things that I didn't touch on in the All Right, So Boom, but I think is worth going to listen to. Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes sense that this one was long because I forgot the last chapter was 55 verses.
Yeah.
So there was a lot in that chapter.
And I rushed through it a little bit, but that's what I said. You definitely have to go back and listen to the whole thing to get the full picture.
Yep. Exactly. Awesome. So next up, we are going to get into Genesis chapter 32.
Yes.
And I am on tap for the first two verses. Oh, man. So they read as follows. Genesis chapter 32, verses 1 and 2. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, this is God's camp. So he called the name of that place Mahanaim. Boom.
Yeah. I don't think I fully understand what angels of God is. Is it just angels?
Yeah. So the way I understand this is just the angels. This isn't the angel of God.
Yeah.
It's just angels.
Angels. Okay.
And I think it's supposed to take us back to Bethel because
the ladder situation.
The ladder, and you saw the angels ascending and descending, and then that's the first thing he notices, and then he says, standing on above the ladder is the Lord. So I really think this is just paying homage to the fact that leaving Bethel, coming, and you see angels, coming back from Padan Aram. You
Still see
see
them.
angels. So some commentaries I saw was like, yeah, they're scouting out the place, and I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
they were doing.
And that, I think maybe one thing I was thinking is that the it's just showing him that it's not just in that one place that God is.
Yeah.
Because when he made the altar at Bethel, it made it feel like you got to be here to experience God.
experience it.
Yeah.
True.
Whereas I don't know, because I'm thinking about later on, like, is that still the case? Because in the past, we haven't seen him really interacting with God anymore between then and now.
No, but we know he has, because he's had the dream where the Lord told him about,
Mhm.
the wages and the sheep. So I think one of the big points of him leaving and what happened at Bethel is the fact that, yeah, the Lord told him about the land, he told him about his offspring, but he also told him that I'm going to be with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
Right. And so we've seen that the Lord has looked out for him wherever he goes, so much so that even the Lord, as you just said, in the eyes of boom, is telling him, all right, now it's time for you to go.
Yeah.
And he's still with them, and he's seeing things that let him know that
That God is
God
with
is
him.
still with him.
Yeah.
Even if the Lord himself doesn't show up, he just sees it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this is God's camp. I was like, okay. I don't know why that, other than the fact that the word camp comes up a number of times in this chapter.
Yeah.
So, and then the name of the place.
Yeah. 2 camps
Yeah.
or 2 hosts. And one commentary was saying that, well, first it could be God's camp and Jacob's camp. But then it started talking about it could possibly be that other people were in that area. So could be Esau's people or whoever, someone else's people were in that area. But I wasn't really sure. I put a question mark in the
Yeah.
in the
In the run
front sheet.
I don't know that anybody really knows because it's not said. I even heard someone say that it's alluding to 2 camps even further down in the chapter they just going to talk to. But I'm like, he probably didn't know he was going to do that yet. So I don't know why he called that place 2 camps.
Yeah.
But we just know that camp comes up a lot in this chapter.
So that's something we should be circling. Is it
This,
circle or highlight? Y'all be doing that little
it's
things that repeat. Do
yeah.
this.
No, it's whatever you want. So you're talking about doing observation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then but yeah, so that would be something that you highlighted or circled each time it came up, and then you would want to see how that lined up, right? That's the second thing. You got to take everything in context. Context close by, chapter before, chapter behind, or passage, and chapter. And then you want to make sure that everything coheres and aligns with the whole of Scripture. So that's the part I was missing. All right.
All right. Genesis chapter 32, verses 3 to 8. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau his brother in the land of Seir, the country of Edom, instructing them, Thus you shall say to my lord Esau, Thus says your servant Jacob, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed until now. I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, male servants, and female servants. I have sent to tell my lord in order that I may find favor in your sight. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to your brother Esau, and he is coming to meet you, and there are 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. He divided the people who were with him and the flocks and the herds and camels into 2 camps, thinking, If Esau comes to the one camp and attacks it, then the camp that is left will escape.
Mm. So yeah, it's he's ready to meet his brother now.
Yeah.
And that's one other thing that they said about these angels, that it sort of prepared him to go and meet his brothers. I'm not sure how much that, because he was going home. He was going to have to see his brother
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But
It does feel like a quick transition from he named the place this and now we're
now,
going
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And his language, he put this in there. His language, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thus says your servant Jacob.
Yeah. Gotta humble himself a little.
Yeah.
And he's also scared. Like the last thing you knew about your brother is that he wants to kill
He
you.
was going. He was hot too.
And I don't think that I feel like Jacob knows that what he did is not easily forgivable too.
Yeah.
So you ran for a reason and now it's like, okay, I'm coming back. I know God is with me. I know I have the blessing, but
Right.
people are people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think this also gives credence to the fact that the same way that I took advantage of you, the same way I tricked you out of something, that's happened to me several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
So I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
So he may be when it at this point it's like, okay, is Jacob finally turned the corner? And I think this might be an instance where you can say he's humbling himself. He wants to be um he wants to be apologetic in a
Yeah.
sense to his brother,
Yeah.
which is cool, which shows he's growing.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then but then he goes around and he talks about how much wealth he has.
Yeah, but he's telling the messengers to let him know. But I thought he was saying it like, "Hey, I have stuff to share." Like that's how I originally took it because I don't think because of how humble he's being, it
Right.
doesn't feel like you're trying to boast over what you have. It's like, what do you need? I got it.
Yeah.
Like I can help. I can
Okay.
pay you back. I can do. So I think that's how I was reading
That's
it.
how
Like
you
he's
took it?
ready to compensate Esau for for cheating him from his like I didn't come back empty-handed. I also didn't come to take because you also have to think that he's been gone for so long.
Right.
Esau has been taking care of whatever his father has.
Right.
So are you now trying to come and take the stuff that you call your inheritance?
Yep.
And I think Jacob is like, I got stuff. We can share it, or you can keep what you have, or
Yeah.
he's just trying to he's
I
trying to find favor, like they said, because I think that's what they said. In order that I find in order that I may find favor in your sight, like he's just telling him
yeah.
everything.
I like the idea of what you said. Like I don't need anything. I'm not coming back to. So there's still the question of the birthright and the blessing, right?
Mhm.
But besides that, I'm good. I don't need anything from you. I'm not coming back to be supported by you or anything.
Yeah.
I've got my own stuff now.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
that take.
Yeah.
That take. Cool. Um oh man. The scouting people, they like how you titled this the scouting report.
Mhm.
People sent out to take the message.
Mhm.
They were not very forthcoming.
I don't know if they knew. I think they told what they knew.
I mean, you can say when we went to see him, oh, he was hot or he moved quickly or something. They just is like, yeah, he rounded up 400 men and he's coming to meet you.
But I think that they might not know the whole like situation. So they could he Esau could have been like, "Oh, my brother's coming. Okay, cool. I'm bringing my men and we're coming to see him." And they're like, "Okay." Like I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know. But why that many men though?
This you have all the men in your camp and all of y'all are coming. I'm coming with my people to meet your people. I don't because we know Esau isn't upset just from like reading ahead, but Jacob doesn't know that, and these people I don't think know the whole story.
Okay, so the people don't know the whole story. Could be. I still don't. If you don't, if even if you don't know the whole story, right? And this is where I am. Um, could you at least say something about his demeanor? Because if he's mad, he's mad. I, and you're as a messenger, I'm like, hey, bruh, I just came to deliver the message. I'll take whatever you want back. And when I get back, I'm like, yo, he was big mad.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think he was mad, so they just said what they saw
So
or
why?
what they were told. Like, oh yeah, he said he's coming to meet you, and he has 400 men.
Why? Why you need 400 men to go meet
That's
the
not
brother?
their business. They just know what's happening. They're just the messengers.
Yeah. I mean, any case, I think that Jacob was right to panic.
Well, yeah, that's because he knows the story. They probably came like 400. That he has 400 men, and they're saying it calmly, and Jacob is freaking out.
Right. And rightfully so. It does make me think if he left with bad intentions and along the way
Changed.
it changed. We're not told,
Yeah.
but I mean, 400, and just like you said, that's more than Abram had and used to get back Lot. 400 men is a lot of people.
But when we talked about the 300 men in Abram's or Abraham's story, we were like, is that enough? Like, is that a lot? Would
Yeah, I
that be
think so.
intimidating?
I think the question as to was it enough was because of who he was battling,
Yeah.
right? And who he was battling, King Che, we called him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amir or whatever. Um, he had been beating up all these other kingdoms along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So from that standpoint, I'm like, he's probably got a whole bunch of people. So it's three something enough. But for this, I mean, Jacob says he's got servants and maids, and I don't know if he got 400 people with him and all that he had.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe Esau was trying to play with him. Like, he could have just been like, I'm gonna come deep just to scare
Just
him
to
a
scare him a
little.
little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's crazy to me. That's crazy. And then we get our word again that we're supposed to highlight and circle because what does Jacob do?
Divides the people.
Into two camps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the two camps that your other commentary
One of
was
the
referring
commentary
to.
was
Okay.
pointing to that.
Mhm.
So I don't know because I don't know that Jacob knew he was going to do this
Yeah.
when he said, "Hey, this is Mahanaim." So, but it is that camp word is throughout. So, man, so he's coming,
Yeah. And Jacob is scared.
and he is scared.
But he's always a quick thinker, it seems. Like, to just be like, all right, split up. If he attacks this one, y'all run. If he attacks this one, y'all run.
Yeah,
Escape.
and I agree. I mean, the whole even last time when we talked, right? And when we did the last episode, and we talked about the fact that the Lord had told him in the dream that you would get spotted, striped, and speckled.
Mm-hmm.
Then that made me be like, well, why'd you do the sticks? But maybe he was just trying to be resourceful or do something or try
Yeah.
something, and that seems like he's one person that thinks ahead
Yeah.
and makes decisions. I was reading this, and I've been looking at a lot of Gen X stuff, and Jacob's classic Gen X.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because so this is the reasoning, right? This is why I say that. A lot of folks who have, and this is all YouTube stuff, right? So a lot of people are like Gen X. You always had to think ahead because you were responsible for yourself, being the latchkey kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your parents weren't there. If something went wrong, then you had to figure out how to address it.
Mm-hmm.
So what that caused you to do was to weigh everything and say, if I do this and this goes wrong, what may happen or what follows that? And I do that. I'm not really long term, but I'm more of a short term. Okay, plan this. Okay, this doesn't work, do this. This doesn't work, do this. Or think two steps ahead, like do this and all that, and that should work. And that's what I feel like Jacob does. He
Yeah.
he thinks ahead and it's like, okay, this is a plan, and we're gonna see how this works.
Yeah. I think millennials are similar, though.
I think Gen X and millennials are, and then we should be
Similar.
right
Yeah.
because we're right next to each other in terms of generation.
Yeah. But I don't know, and we don't have our Gen Zer to tell us, but I don't know that Gen Z or Gen Alpha would be like that because, especially if you're a Gen Alpha with millennial parents, you're very protected now.
Right.
We don't even give you a chance to think. I'm thinking for you. Like I
Right.
don't want you to make no mistakes.
Exactly. Whereas they were saying it, and then one of the things I saw something that was funny. The lady had like a Gen X hotline, and she said, "I need my somebody called. It's like I need my kids to go outside," and the lady was like, "Okay, I need something for my kids to do." It was the question. How do I get them to do something? She's like, "Throw them outside, lock the door, don't let them back in." And that's what it felt like. So it's like, okay, you gone all day,
Yeah.
and then before the street lights come on, you
Hmm.
need to be back home.
I
So
would never do that now, though. Not with
right,
my kids.
yeah, that's how it is now. You wouldn't do that now, but then I was all over the place.
I was too.
Got caught in quicksand. We thought it was quicksand.
I got caught in some ponds and little lake things
Yep.
because we used to live in apartments and there was like creeks that we were told not to
Mhm.
go to, but you want to jump some rocks. Like I
Yeah,
want
you
to see
wanna
if
go
I can
do
make
some
it.
stuff.
Thankfully, no one died. Like we were just doing anything.
The good old days.
But that's exactly why I wouldn't let my kids be free.
Oh man. Genesis chapter 32, verses 9 to 12. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, who said to me, return to your country and to your kindred, that I may do you good. I am not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love and all the faithfulness that you have shown to your servant. For with only a small staff I crossed the Jordan, and now I have become two camps. Please deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, that he may come and attack me, the mothers with the children. But you said, I will surely do you good, and make your offspring as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is a changed man.
Oh,
He is.
yep.
Uh he's praying.
Yeah.
We're seeing him pray and we're seeing how appreciative he is.
Yeah.
Like I think initially you may read it as, you made me these promises, but then he starts talking about how he's not even worthy
Right.
of it.
Right.
Because at first I'm like, it starts off like, you told me I got to go back. That's how I was reading it, but that's not how he was saying.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Not at all. And I agree. I think when I read this, I'm like, boom, the change has occurred.
Yeah.
Does that mean that he's going to be, straight Jacob, right? For from now on? I mean, I'm sure he'll have some hiccups, but
Yeah.
you can definitely see that he's changed. Do you think that because he made that vow when he left, that he is owning up to that vow now?
Allowing God to be
He's
his
saying,
God.
yeah, you will be my God.
Yeah,
He,
I think so.
he still needs to pay the 10. Maybe that's just not recorded. But I agree. I think that now he's saying that you are my God,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I think we asked when he initially went to meet Laban if he came with anything. And we're seeing here that no,
Yeah.
he just came with the staff.
He did not have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we said that he may have had enough to travel, and I think that's all he had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And that's why Laban was like, oh, this is mine. Like, everything you have is mine.
everything you have is mine. And the other thing I was thinking when I read this is almost like a model prayer,
Mm.
right? Because he starts off acknowledging who God is, right? He starts off talking about God's word and what his word in this case had promised him.
Yeah.
He starts talking about his state, like forgive me, I'm not worthy. Steadfast love, that word chesed is always fascinating me, and I'm not worthy of your faithfulness. And then he has a petition, please deliver me, and then he closes out. So,
Yeah.
and when I read this, I was like, I might have to try and incorporate this into my prayer because I use a model when I pray. as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, anything else?
No,
It's
I think
just we see him changing.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Genesis chapter 32 verses 13 to 21. So he stayed there that night, and from what he had with him, he took a present for his brother Esau 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milking camels and their calves, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. These he handed over to his servants, every drove by itself, and said to his servants, "Pass on ahead of me and put a space between drove and drove." He instructed the first, "When Esau, my brother, meets you and asks you, 'To whom do you belong? Where are you going? And whose are these ahead of you?' Then you shall say, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. They are present sent to my lord Esau. And moreover, he is behind us.'" He likewise instructed the second and the third and all who followed the droves. "You shall say the same thing to Esau when you find him. And you shall say, moreover, your servant Jacob is behind us, for he thought I may appease him with the presents that go ahead of me, and afterwards I shall see his face. Perhaps he will accept me." So the presents passed on ahead of him, and he himself stayed that night in the camp.
it's it's not meant to be a flex, but it's a flex. He's got a lot of stuff. If he's willing to give up that much, he's got to have a lot.
But I don't think he's flexing. I think he's still like take it.
I get it. It's not a flex, but it's a flex. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like he's being generous. I don't think that. So I think there's a question that some may have about him trying to pay back the birthright. I don't think he's just trying to do that because of the words that are used, like forgive and right as a present in the ESV. But I think that he is trying to make amends.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a lot to make amends with.
Is it though? Because we talked about what Esau would have gotten, right? He's supposed to get double whatever. He's supposed to get a double portion. And he's no longer, well, according to the giving of the birthright and the stealing of the blessing, that's no longer Esau's.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that we know Abraham and Isaac are super wealthy. Were super wealthy because
He's given 540 animals.
yeah. But
That's
Abraham
animals.
Abraham had enough things to occupy an area so much that his nephew had to leave. Isaac had so much stuff that the people were like, "Nah, you can't stay with us. Like, I don't like how big you're getting." So yes, this is a lot, but I think that what they were going to inherit is
You
more.
don't think it compares?
Yeah.
This still it's still a lot, and I think it's meant to be shown as a lot, and because of the way he says separate it, and then almost like a parade, just parade them by you, and I can just imagine once you get to the 10 male donkeys, it's just so much noise in the background, and so many. You got 500 other animals there already.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of stuff. So I don't know. In comparison, yeah, maybe it's not that much, but this seems hefty to me.
Yeah.
It seems hefty to me. Anything else?
I didn't know you could milk camels. That's
Yeah.
just random. But milking camels is
Yep.
weird. Why camels?
Yep. Hey,
They didn't say milking cows.
no, but you can milk camels. It is true.
Mm.
That is
I mean, I
true.
guess you can milk anything that has the things to be milked.
Yeah. The only other thing that I would say, and we sort of touched on it, is that I like that we get the purpose for him doing this, that I may appease him with the present that goes ahead of me. So
Yeah.
again, reiterates the fact that he's scared, reiterates the fact, like you were saying earlier, that he thinks ahead. So not only the separation of the camps in case one gets attacked, the other can run, but also how can I make this meeting
Yeah.
go well?
Yeah. And he's saying that he's hoping that Esau will accept him,
Mhm.
and then some translations say forgive him.
Right.
But then it does say that the word for accept him is lift up my face. Remember we were talking about lift
Mhm.
up in
Right.
in Joseph's story
Yep.
in between
Right.
the
He will
cupbearer and
lift up
the
one's hand, but
yeah
he will lift up the other's hand to
yeah
take it
yeah
off.
yeah
Yeah, yeah.
yeah
That's a good catch. Wow. Okay.
yeah. So
Sweet.
full
That's good.
circle.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, and then he stayed at the camp that night.
Yeah, by himself, I guess. So
Well,
the present passed on ahead of him, and he
mhm.
himself stayed at the
See
camp.
himself
Well,
stayed
not
at
by
the
himself
camp.
because we're about to find out more.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I think is that the presence went ahead and he stayed back.
Yeah, but he's telling them to say he's
He's behind.
behind.
Right.
So how far ahead is Esau?
I don't know. That's a good question. And we'll put a map up. Well, we'll put a map up of I'll put both of them in because there's one that shows Esau coming from Edom, from Seir and Edom, the region of Edom, up to meet um,
Jacob.
at, is it Peniel? At Peniel, which
Okay.
we'll see in a second. And then there'll be another one that zoomed in that for what we're about to read. So cool. All right. I think I'm next. Genesis chapter 32, excuse me, verses 22 to 26. The same night he arose and took his 2 wives, his 2 female servants, and his 11 children, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream and everything else that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day has broken." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me."
Mm.
All right. Who? All right.
What's the
So
man?
that was cool. But one thing is the suddenness of this man appearing
Mm-hmm.
because he says he sent everybody across. He's there by himself, and then boom, this man he just starts wrestling out of nowhere. That's that type of stuff always interests me when things happen that quickly. But then, uh, like you said, who's this man?
Yeah.
Why does he want to wrestle Jacob?
Like just random. No introduction, just start
Right.
fighting.
Just like, all right, come on, bro, let's go. Doesn't show him the 24-inch pythons. You don't watch WWE or anything like that. All right,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. Some of you might understand where I got this from. Oh yeah.
What that is. One of my brothers loves wrestling though.
Yeah. Well, they should know who that was based on the way it was said. Macho Man Randy Savage. Um, and then so what else sticks out to you about this encounter? What's the
They're
biggest thing?
wrestling until the next day,
Yes.
which is a lot.
Yes.
And eventually, when Jacob is not giving up, the man is seeing that he's not prevailing against Jacob, but
Yeah.
also Jacob is not giving up, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna end it.
Yeah. It's just I
The wording is weird because when you say someone is not prevailing against, when you're saying I'm not prevailing against Jacob, it sounds like I'm losing.
right.
But if you can easily stop it, then were you ever losing or were you just playing?
Right. Were you just like the little kid where you just hold them in the hand and they just oh
Yeah.
uncle, you're so funny. Right? Yeah. Uh, it seems like it's a mismatch and the man is allowing Jacob to hang around. Now, some of this I wonder if it goes back to, and I've seen some things say it goes back to Jacob having this great strength. We
Mhm.
talked about that when he moved the stone. They were also talking about it in the fact of all that he had to endure to take care of the herds. That may be the fact. That may be the case.
Is this another way of God humbling him more? Like we're seeing him humble in terms of I'm not gonna trick people. I'm gonna try to like pay back my brother. But does he still believe he's, I don't know. Is there something else that he needs to be humbled from?
Like, is this the final boss?
Yeah, like is there more growth that needs to be had? Something that needs to like calm him down so that he's not continuing in the ways that he was before.
I really don't know why. I think I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I don't get the significance of the wrestling at this point. And there has to be one that I'm just not understanding.
Yeah.
I understand what happens afterwards and why it happens. And so this encounter may be such that, and actually I did read something about it because the word wrestle it can be a play on um, the name of Jacob,
Jake. Yeah, I saw
right?
that.
Okay, and then they're at the Jabbok, which is a play on the name Jacob. You just reverse the B and the K in English. So it's almost like could be a play on what we're getting ready to see next, and it's sort of setting that up. But why the wrestling match to do it? You know, um, but and I think it's a clear thing where at any moment the man could have prevailed if all it. I the word touch. Do we talk about him? Yeah, putting his hip out of joint.
Mm-hmm.
The word touch, it can mean a tap or it can mean like a violent strike. So we're not sure which one it is. But regardless of which one it is, this man could have taken Jacob out at any point in time.
Mm.
That's how I read it.
Yeah, I didn't even think to look up the word touch. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's used in a number of times in the Old Testament, and sometimes it's just used for a touch of something, and sometimes it's talked about for like violent strikes for wars and things of that nature.
mm.
So I just get this feeling when I read this, there's this man, we have to surmise, and I think we'll be able to surmise who it is afterwards. Um, he could win at any time, because why wait until daybreak to touch and put the hip out of socket? It's- Right? So to me, that tells me you could have won at any time.
Yeah.
Um, and but Jacob in his tenacity and his desire to hang on and his desire to get what he truly desires out of this, which is a blessing,
Mm.
and that's a mystery because we don't know what kind.
Yeah.
We don't know what. I will not leave until you. I will not let you go until you bless me. Well, what kind of blessing do you want?
I mean, you already got a lot of blessings.
Right. So one thing I read is that he knows who it is. He's come to that realization, and he wants to be blessed by this person. I'm trying to talk around it without giving away too much of who it is right now, because I think we have to build an argument for who it is.
Mm.
But and there hasn't been a direct blessing from this person to Jacob. And that one of the commentaries I read said that's what he's wanting. That's what he's asking for. That's why he's saying, I won't let you go until you bless me.
Has there not been a direct blessing?
From who we think this man is.
Yeah.
Should we give away who we think the man is?
Sure. Or should we continue reading and then come back?
Yeah, we can continue reading and come back.
Okay.
Because
Right.
this is the last section anyway.
Yes. Genesis chapter 32, verses 27 to 32. And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then he said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with man and have prevailed." Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered." The sun rose upon him as he passed Peniel, limping because of his hip. Therefore, to this day, the people of Israel do not eat the sinew of the thigh that is on the hip socket, because he touched the socket of Jacob's hip on the sinew of the thigh.
Right. So from this, and even from before, I think in my mind that Jacob is wrestling God.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your same take?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The reasons I say it is one, the blessing usually goes from the greater to the lesser. So the fact that Jacob is asking for a blessing means that whoever he's wrestling against thinks he is greater. Jacob thinks he's greater,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if he is going to bless, then he is greater. I also think when we read this, we read about the fact that there's a name change.
Mm-hmm.
God is the one that we've seen thus far changing names in scripture,
Yeah.
right? Abram to Abraham, Sarai to Sarah, now Jacob to Israel.
Yeah.
3, the name that God, this man, God gives to Jacob, Israel, which means God um, um, strives, or God prevails, or
Mm-hmm.
right. So with those things together, I think that this is God who Jacob is wrestling with.
Mm-hmm.
And why that's important is because in Hosea, and don't ask me how to reconcile this, but in Hosea, when there's a recount, I think it's like chapter 12, verse 5 or so, there's a recounting of this, and they say it's an angel in Hosea. But here, Jacob thinks it's God because of the name, and then those other things that I just mentioned lead me to think it's God as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that Jacob is saying, God, you bless me, because God never said, I don't, and I was trying to remember when I was reading this, do we get anything? Because God blessed Isaac, and we see that. But I don't know that we see anything that says God blessed Jacob. And I don't know that we need to,
I thought,
because I think there's two
no.
potential things that Jacob is asking for when he says bless me.
When Jacob had the dream back in Bethel,
In Bethel, right.
God reveals himself to him and says, he's going to give him the offspring and all the things. Is that not the same blessing?
It's a blessing, but
It's the blessing that was given to Abraham and to Isaac.
it is. And so one commentary I was reading says that even though that was done, because I'm with you, I'm like, that should be the blessing right there. But it doesn't say that God blessed Jacob. It just says that you will have these things. You will get the blessing, but it doesn't say that God blessed him. And I'm struggling with that. I don't know how much of a stretch that is or not. But that could be one thing that he's asking for in the blessing. The other thing that he could be asking for is just, bless me in this encounter that I'm about to have with Esau.
Yeah.
Right. Because he's prayed about it, and now he's like, if you recognize this is God and you recognize that you're about to have this encounter, even though if he's this strong, should you really be worried? But that's the different story.
Well, we don't know what Esau is like either. If Jacob the houseboy is strong, what do you think Esau looks like? Like hairy man Esau?
I get this picture in my head that is just crazy. But he could be and is not could be he is worried about Esau, so he could be saying, "Bless me," right? And our word "bless" is what we've seen all along, to endue with power, endue me with power to deal with whatever my brother's going to bring.
Yeah.
So those are two things that I saw in some of the reading that I did.
Yeah.
So cool, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think the whole situation is confusing. Just starting off with the wrestling, it's like, how did we get here?
Right.
So that's gonna be a playback. I need to see the playback of this. How did
Right.
we get here?
We got those
Add
questions
it to
that
the
we're
list.
supposed to.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Add it to the list. Cause I don't understand how we got here.
Oh man, that would be so dope if you could be like, all right, Jesus, play back this for me. Just take me back there in time, and just let me sit there and watch it play out.
Yeah.
That would be so
That would be
cool.
great. I think there was a movie. Is it a movie? I don't know. It's a lady who she dies and she
You're
goes.
talking about a movie.
I'm talking about a movie. She
That's
goes.
not Encanto.
No, no. I think it was on Apple because y'all got me watching Apple stuff now. But it was on Apple. But she dies and her two husbands
Oh,
die. Like
yeah.
one that dies when she's like 20, one that dies when she's
That's a good
old.
show.
Bruh, I was like, they were playing back like stuff in the life and you could watch it. And I was like, this would be great. This would be a nice feature to have in heaven because if you just want to go see something and then I think it was specifically your life, but if you
Right.
went with someone else, you could see their life. So like, hey, Jacob, let's go
Yeah,
watch
come
your
on.
movie.
What happened? Right.
Let me go watch your
Let's
movie
go
with you.
back and watch this wrestling.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
like,
think that would be cool.
I want to go back to the garden. I want to see the serpent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that'd be dope. So, but it's um, it is, I think, very important to see the name change
Mm-hmm.
and recognize, just as we said, we've said it twice so far in this chapter. And I think we there's another point that I think brings out there's a change in Jacob, but we didn't touch on it, was his concern for his wife and his children, but not just one wife or the other, but for all of those who are in his camp that he's trying to make sure are okay. And in his
Yeah.
prayer, he says he'll attack me, attack the wife and the kids. And
Yeah.
so even that, I think, talks to and shows sort of this change in his demeanor and his walk and the way that he's conducting himself and his alignment with the Lord. And
Yeah.
this name change, I think, solidifies it.
Yeah. Yeah. I did read one commentary where they were saying like the importance of his name change because the old name has been kind of tainted by
Yep.
Esau.
Yep.
So there's a need for it to change for him to fully walk in the path that God has for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I like how they keep, I don't ask me to say what it is, but it's like um almost like you will no longer be called. You are no longer, or it's no longer to be named
Mm.
Jacob. You are now. So yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Um,
Name the place Peniel,
right.
face of God or facing God.
I didn't see facing God. I thought it was just face of God.
I saw facing when I click on the little concordance thing.
Okay, that's fine. So facing God, and
I
because
think
he's
facing in terms of like right here, facing God. I think like battling with God is what the facing, not like looking at, but like dealing with.
right, because he does say he's face to face, and the word for face is usually like pene or something like
Yeah.
that. D- yeah, so he did change the name, which is interesting. And it's wild because it's Peniel with the I, and then it's Penuel
With the
for the with the
Yeah.
UEL, and I'm like, okay, why they just that quick? And this is where I pulled up the map again, but I did a zoom in because I like, all right, is this two different places? Did he name one place and then Penuel is like another region or whatever?
Mhm.
But the map only shows one, and I can't remember exactly which one it is off the top of my head. I want to say it's Peniel, but
It
it'll
says
be up.
or. I mean, it's saying they're interchangeable.
Yeah, so
They
that's
mean the
why
same thing.
that's interesting. Um, the one thing the two things I think are interesting in here. One is that I think that Jacob knew that he was really outmatched because
Versus
yeah, versus
God.
God
Okay.
versus this man
Mm-hmm.
because he's like and he preserved me. My life is preserved. Like I didn't get taken out,
Yeah.
right?
Yet my life has been delivered,
Right. Like my life has been delivered. I think it's
spared.
a say a spared. Um, is the word Nazal or something like that? Is it close to that? But that's interesting. And then the second thing that I thought was interesting was um, I forgot what the second thing was. I'm
It
getting
is
old.
Nazal.
It is.
Yeah.
Look at. I'm getting in my Hebrew bag, baby. I can't remember my second point, but I remember that word.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Um, yeah, I can't remember the second point I was going to make. So,
You might remember it as we go. Oh. So the last thing that happens is that they tell us about the traditions of the of the people of Israel not eating
yeah,
this particular part of the
and
animals.
don't eat the sinew. Yeah, I mean, and that's just how important this is. Because when the this is like the narrator actually, and he's done it several times, creeping in, like
Mhm.
when he's like, I want to say maybe Bethel and Luz, like it's called Luz or something like that, and he'll put in some little tidbits that brings things to the time when he's writing it to the people. And I think this is one of those things where it's like even now, all these years later, after the Exodus, after we've been taken out of Egypt, some 400 some years, we still don't do this because of this incident,
Yeah.
which is pretty, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't have any. Y'all might have traditions like that. I don't have any traditions like that.
Not that I can think of, but I should ask my dad.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Might things that we don't eat because of something, I don't know.
Well, no, I
Or
mean not
do.
just yeah, just in general, like something that has some significance that happened in the past that I don't know you take into account now whenever you're eating or preparing something or getting together or something. I don't know.
There is a thing about whistling, and Joyous be testing me, that girl. But you can't. I was always told when I was younger.
Whistling?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was told that women cannot whistle at night. And of course, I'm gonna try it. So I did it, and the theory or the superstition is that it brings snakes. So like if you are in a village, right, and you're whistling at night as a woman, it lures snakes, right? So the
Okay.
first time I did it a bunch, but then I started seeing snakes, and I'm like, I'm not. And so now I don't even know how to whistle. I don't do it. So now Joyce is like, I don't believe you. And so she whistles all the time at night just to prove me wrong. But I was like, she's like, you can just whistle. It's fine. I'm like, I'm not going to whistle because I saw them twice. Like it didn't happen to me once. It happened to me twice. And that was enough for me to be like the first time it happened, it was like, you know, those green garden
Yep.
snakes? It was sitting on the driveway. And I was like, that's fake because I thought my mom was like trying to play a
Right.
trick. So my brother went to pick it up and it ran away. And I was like, so I was so scared. And my mom was like, you keep playing, you keep doing it. And then the second time was I did it, and there was like this huge snake skin hanging from our garage. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not, but they could have planted that one.
They
They
could
could have
have.
planted both of them for all I know, but I know I learned my lesson and I stopped doing it.
I am not whistling
I'm
at
not.
night anymore.
I don't whistle at all because I'm like, what's the definition of night? I don't know. You won't catch me whistling.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah.
yes, we do have
Yeah.
like little weird
Exactly.
things like that.
That's wild. That's wild. Oh man.
I told my dad to do a story about it, like if there's more to it.
Mm-hmm.
So he may record it one
All
day.
right. Cool. Maybe we can include some of that here when no, not now, but
Yeah, in the
in
future.
the future.
Yeah.
So, oh man, I think that's it for this chapter.
Yeah.
Anything else there?
Nope.
All right. So, what we like to do once we finish up the chapter is extend an invitation. And all I'm going to say today is believe Jesus. That's what all this is pointing to. What do you need to believe? You need to believe that he is the one who died for your sins, the one who was buried, and the one who was raised from the dead. Um, and if you believe that, then you're saved. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the point of what we're seeing, right? That the idea is that God is working through a people to bring the Savior of the world into the world, such that we might believe, that we might put our faith in it, that He would be able to do all the things necessary for us to be absolved of our sins. I like that fancy word, that fancy $10 word, propitiation for our sins, which means that the wrath of God that's ready for everyone who doesn't believe, for everyone that's not true. The wrath of God that's waiting for everyone who has sinned, for everyone who has not lived by the ideals of God. The wrath of God is waiting for them. And unless Jesus does what he did, that wrath of God would not be appeased. It would not be assuaged. That's why he is the propitiation for our sins. And he's the expiation for us as well, meaning that he takes the punishment that we justly deserve. So again, that and one thing to point out, and we pointed it out a couple times in this chapter, is that you you're not perfect. When we meet Jacob, he's I was about to say swindling, but he is sort of. He's tricking people out of their birthright.
Yeah.
He's playing tricks on his dad to get the blessing, uh, and God's got to bring him to himself. But God was with him before he started bringing him to himself. So you're not going to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to believe in Jesus. So
Yeah.
again, believe. Our prayer is that you would. We thank you for joining us. If you have any questions or anything like that, hit us up. Let us know. Like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate and like the comments. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I will add that even after you come to Christ, you still won't be perfect. And we see that in Jacob's story as well. And if you go back to season 1, shameless plug, that we see how he had his favorites and
Yep.
kind of messed up the sibling camaraderie that
Yes.
they should have had.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he didn't help it.
Yeah. Very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, folks. With that, we done another episode in the can. Deuces.
Bye.